Before I get to my disagreements, here's my bias. S tier would be people who spread the gospel without trying to get paid at all. Example, the Apostle Paul. Paul didn't get paid, and he's the most influential spreader of God's words. How can that not be ideal? A tier would be someone like who does ministry on the clock all the time, goes above and beyond, doesn't complain, but somehow receives a modest or below modest compensation. F tier is someone like Ruslan KD, who openly brags about wanting to get rich off his religious merch and has no shame in gaslighting the people who want their itching ears to hear you can have your cake and eat it too, and with no good reason ignore all the verses that warn about false teachers who think godliness is a way to get rich. I'm not that bright. I failed kindergarten, and even I can see the elephant in the room of, for whatever reason, the Bible says one of the warnings about false teachers is they're trying to get rich. Where I disagree with Mike Winger. Wouldn't it be better witness and less of a stumbling block if Christians offered all the gospel free of charge? Paul did that, so he can't be said it's not biblical. Wouldn't Christian leaders be better ambassadors at being self-sacrificial and taking the belief and the eventual rewards in the new earth seriously by, hey, I'm not doing this for any other reason other than I really believe this and I really believe in the eventual rewards, and here I'm putting my life on the line. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm not trying to get paid at all by doing this because I believe, hey, God's going to reward those who act accordingly. I'm going out on a limb here, and maybe God will throw me in the lake of fire for suggesting this, but the apostles in Acts stopped doing the hands-on work, feeding the people at the tables and serving, even though Jesus said, hey, to be great in my kingdom, first serve. He served by washing their feet, and the apostles in Acts, it doesn't say like, oh, God told them to do this. It just says this is what they did, not that we should make an example of it, but they quickly quit all that and said, all right, let's get out of the smelly work, the dirty jobs that nobody wants to do. Let's just focus on, we're just going to focus on teaching and studying the word. They are essentially making the same type of arguments that Mike is making. But along comes this guy, Paul, who is never too good not to work day and night with his own hands, and his words have surpassed all the other apostles except for maybe John. Most of the other 12 apostles' words have not lived on. There's no gospel or epistle of Simon the Zealot. Maybe you could study the Bible and teach it, or some sort of ministry and get paid, and that's okay. Even Paul wrote, you can live off the gospel. But just because we could do something, does that mean we should do something? Paul also said follow his example, and he walked a higher path and did not try to get paid. And it's inarguable that's not more persuasive and less of a stumbling block.